Finally tonight, she's out of this world. The current commander of the International Space Station about to break a big record tonight. Here's ABC's Gio Benitez.
They call it the Peggy factor, Mission Control's code word for the way superstar astronaut Peggy Whitson always gets the job done.
I love it up here.
Tonight, Commander Whitson making history with her record for any American. By the time she lands in September, her tally will be 666 days.
666 days in space.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself. Away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Okay.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
Oh, yeah. Tractor beam. Sucked me right in.
I was going to say thank you very much. I mean, that's, as a science journalist, my question is, through your career and your writing and your acting, you've inspired so many people to enter the sciences. How do you balance science with science fiction? Well, they're both the same.
I'm excited about it, and the idea is to democratize space, to lower the cost of getting to many destinations in our solar system. And the reason you do this, everybody, the reason a society does this, there are two questions, Lauren, that we have all asked. Where did we come from? How did we all get here? Where did we come from? And are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those two questions, you have to explore space.
If I could turn the page and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two, close my eyes, then I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you understand there's a reason why. Close your eyes. No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. If I could turn the page and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two, close my eyes. I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
The drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
Why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Several, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator at NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a...
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Money is a good thing.
There will be an event where Muslims will give up Muhammad and Allah. There will be lukewarm Christians who give up Jesus Christ. There will be Buddhists that give up Buddha. All across the major religions, they will give up worship of their so-called gods in favor of this new deity. And for those of you that follow my channel and others like it, I mean, that is why this whole alien deception or demons manifesting in physical form as aliens is so intriguing. Because I honestly cannot think of a single event that would make worshippers of all the world's religions drop what they are worshiping today in favor of this new deity, unless it were supernatural, it was out of this world. And as Hollywood so eloquently shows us, you know, people do come together in awe and wonder, wanting wisdom and knowledge. I've tied that in together for you guys as well. In the Garden of Adam and Eve, they were tempted by knowledge and wisdom. If you look all throughout the occult and all the videos that I've done for you, all the hand symbol gestures and the all-seeing eye, it is all about occult wisdom and knowledge and enlightenment and rebirth. And so in the end times, it makes sense that the same trick will be played on us, that we will be seeking knowledge and wisdom. And it's almost unanimous that when we think about extraterrestrials, we think of them as having superior knowledge and wisdom. It's a very interesting theory.
Today we're taking a crucial step to secure America's future in space by reviving the National Space Council after it has been dormant almost 25 years, if you can believe it. Today's announcement sends a clear signal to the world that we are restoring America's proud legacy of leadership in space. Our Vice President cares very deeply about space policy, and for good reason. Space exploration is not only essential to our character as a nation, but also our economy and our great nation's security. The human soul yearns for discovery. By unlocking the mysteries of the universe, we unlock truths within ourselves. That's true. Our journey into space will not only make us stronger and more prosperous, but will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice? But will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice? Every launch into the skies is another step forward toward a future where our differences seem small against the vast expanse of our common humanity. Sometimes you have to view things from a distance in order to see the real truth. It is America's destiny to be at the forefront of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge. It is America's destiny to be at the forefront of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge.
And so in the end times, it makes sense that the same trick will be played on us, that we will be seeking knowledge and wisdom.
A lot of room out there, right? Infinity and beyond. Infinity. Could be infinity. We really don't know. It could be. There's got to be something, but it could be infinity, right? At some point in the future, we're going to look back and say, how did we do it without space?
This guy just doesn't want to lie. No. He's looking down. He just doesn't want to say anything. This is why he didn't give any interviews for the rest of his life.
Look at that. Please do look at that, folks. YouTube video of the first Apollo crew to come back at press conference. It's really embarrassing. I mean, it's just embarrassing. The lie was so big that they really couldn't fake it that well. It was too much for them.
And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. Yeah. It gets wider in the middle. And so Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning. And it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere, it's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped. Pear-shaped.
In a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Sometimes this footage goes out when it approaches the drone ship and the heavy vibrations make it lose signal. We're crossing our fingers, that's not the case right now.
Stage 2, nominal parking orbit insertion.
So it looks like that landing is happening at the moment. We have lost signal. We're hoping that signal comes back shortly.
Oh man, yeah, as Michael mentioned earlier with the vibrations of the rocket and how it shakes up the cameras that are on the drone ship, sometimes we do lose signal, or shakes up the antennas.
Oh, and we've just gotten confirmation.
Oh.
In case there are any conspiracy theorists out there, how would you prove to us that you're in zero gravity?
The next question from Marcia Dunn at Associated Press.
Marcia Dunn, AP. What was going through your mind? How amazed were you to see your roadster up there with Starman just cruising along with the Blue Planet? And how long will we be getting live views, do you think, from the car?
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible.
A piece of bare metal in space under constant sunlight can get as hot as 260 degrees Celsius.
And but we didn't really test any of those materials for, is it space hardened or whatever, So it just has the same seats that like a normal car has. It's just literally a normal car in space, which I kind of like the absurdity of that.
A piece of bare metal in space under constant sunlight can get as hot as 260 degrees Celsius.
But we didn't really test any of those materials for, is it space hardened or whatever, So it just has the same seats that like a normal car has. It's just literally a normal car in space.
This is how hot it is in Italy. The car has melted. It's actually melted everything, the mirror, the lights.
Watching them lie through their teeth, carrying on a hoax that is so outrageous that they're beyond. They couldn't cover it up. They were just too human.
Exactly. You can see on Neil Armstrong particularly. He doesn't want to lie.
Another interesting find when it comes to the flat Earth here in Sydney, Australia. Taking a look at the harbor. First off, before pointing that out, you see the Sydney Opera House, world famous, and you see Goat Island. I find that pretty interesting. A reference to Freemasonry and Baphomet. Now, taking a look here at Darling Park, let me get a little bit of a close-up. You zoom in here in these three buildings. Zoom in here, and they basically look almost like an uncapped pyramid. Very unusual architecture. Now look at what you see here. Let me get a little bit of a close-up and see what we find. Very interesting design and concept here in Sydney, Australia. Get a little bit of a close-up. And what do you see? The flat Earth model. Another close-up here. And you see an obelisk as well. Now, taking a look at this logo for Darling Park, I find it pretty interesting as well. You have the pyramid symbolism. It looks like a peacock. You have these three, basically on each side, 3 and 3, 33. Find that very interesting. Everything, there's a reason. Again, they don't pull things out of thin air when they come up with these concepts, with these designs. Now, taking a look at one of the buildings in this complex, Darling Park here. Kind of obscured here, but also the flat Earth map, and I find it pretty interesting where they situate it. People are passing by, coming down, passing by the world they live on, and they don't realize what's right in front of them. That is the flat Earth model. This is a flat Earth clock, probably the largest one in the world. Taking a look here at this little bit of a side angle here, and also let's take a look at this short video. Very brief, but you get a general idea of what you see here at Darling Park. You see the flat Earth model, and again the obelisk itself right in the center, all about the occult. Now, one thing I need to point out, as many people know, the flat Earth model and the UN logo. Now, the connection with Sydney I'll get into right now, which I find pretty interesting. First up, before we even get into that, one thing that needs to be shown is there just so happens to be 33 segments in the UN logo. Now, looking at Sydney itself, it just so happens to be on the third parallel on the south. So you see the connection with the UN, Freemasonry, and the 33, always with the occult. People can't see that we live on a flat Earth
with all the videos I have made and many others, and those that own and control this world, these Freemasons, and the number 33, as always in plain sight. This is what they're all about. Everything has always been hidden in plain sight as a form of mockery, specifically with the flat earth.